Welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4, spawning in on the south side of the map in the color orange. We've got Armeria playing as the Ottomans, immediately opening up with 5 villagers onto the stone. Going to be going for that early military school opening. His opponent today spawning in the north side of the map in the color purple. We've got Numadan playing as the Abbasid dynasty. Now, I've actually got some really interesting facts about Armeria, because this player has been on the grind. Because let me tell you, Armeria in Season 1 of Age of Empires 4 finished rank 1,200 in the world. In Season 2 of Age of Empires 4, Armeria finished rank 300 in the world. Now in Season 3, he's rank... Wait, what was it? Wait. Rank 70. Sorry. It slipped my mind for a second there. Rank 70. Absolutely crazy how much this player has jumped from season to season. So it's going to be really interesting to see where this player finishes at the end of Season 3. Because it's a huge jump both times from rank 1,200 to rank 300. Now to rank 70? That is absolutely crazy. And I mean, it's the same sort of story for Numadan. Numadan is a very, well, not exactly a new player, but he didn't start playing right from the start of launch. He's very much he jumped on Age of Empires 4 only a few months ago. And he currently sits at rank number 30, which is pretty high up if you ask me. So both of these players relatively new to the game, so we're gonna have to see how they do stay. Especially with Armeria playing as the Ottomans, we're gonna have to see how he plays this civilization. Gonna be opening up with that military school, of course, with the spearmen. And I've got to say, look at the map generation here. We're on Lipany. Lipany known for its classic dodgy spawns. I mean, look at this. This is that's the crossing point there. I mean, this is such an easy map to wall up on. That is pretty crazy. And I mean, look at this spot here. I mean, Numadan playing as the Abbasid dynasty, going to be aging up now with the economic wing, and it's got to be a second town center. What a perfect spot for a second town center. I mean, if Numadan doesn't go for a second TC here, I don't know what he's doing. This is like the world's perfect spot. I mean, you got double deer, and then you can just wall up here. That is the easiest spot to wall up. You can just do like triple wall here with a couple towers and you're set. I mean, sure, your enemy can come in from behind here, but, you know, all of your production can be set up here. And you'll be in a really nice spot. And you can obviously wall up just along here as well. I mean, this is like such a nice spot for a second town center. Can see that first spearman is on the way for Armeria. We're going to have to see what he decides to try and idle here. He's probably going to be going for the gold, but Armeria already got enough. He's got an... not Armeria, sorry. Numadan already got enough gold in here for that fresh foodstuffs. Probably wanting to go for that wheelbarrow as well. We can see here villagers can just turn on the spearman. The spearman, unfortunately, really doesn't face too well up against villagers. Trying their best right there. I mean, I guess you're idling. That's one benefit. We see the economic wing only 30 seconds away now. Armeria still yet to click up, almost there. 7 food away. Gonna have to see what age up it is. I mean, you could go for the Sultani trade network. But obviously, no, is going to be the twin minaret madras, which is unfortunate to see. I always love the trade landmark, but very standard landmark, so it makes a lot of sense. You can see here, spearman needs to be careful underneath the town center fire. Villager's going to be jumping inside right there. I feel like that this spearman opening just really doesn't achieve too much on the mining camp. We can see Numadan going to be falling back now. He's 50 gold away from being able to grab wheelbarrow, but it seems like he's not wanting to do that today. Archery range going to be dropped behind this as well. Looking to go into some archers, or maybe even a camel archer. Camel archer in this position, maybe decent, as we do see Armeria will be aging up soon, so probably going to be switching the military school over to that Spahi. So you can see 50 gold away for Numadan. Returning back to the gold, it's got to be for the wheelbarrow. 2 spearmen out for Armeria though, so that does push Numadan back a little bit. He's going to be losing his scout here if he's not careful. Oh, that was a close call. Close call right there. Do we see Numadan looking to move out yet onto the stone. Okay, yeah, now is going to be the case. I've just realized I can flip this around. Does this make it a little bit complicated, or does this make it easier? Because I've been using it the other way around half the game. We'll keep it like this for now. It makes it a little bit easier. So 7 villagers going to be moving out onto that stone. We'll flip it to this as well, so you can see how many villagers are on each resource. So it looks like it's going to be archers out of Numadon for the time being. Not going to be a camel archer yet. As you can see, the age up does come through for Armira. Not going to be queuing up the Spahi, just sticking with the spearman for the time being, but it is going to be a stable. And then we can see it's actually switched to the meta. Okay, that's interesting to see. So, I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, usually we see this when there's a couple military schools down, but if you got the stable coming from behind this as well with Spahi, having these two together makes a lot of sense. Blacksmith going to be dropped down as well to increase the production speed on those guys as well. And it looks like Armira wants to move out onto the deer here. Numadon does spot that out, but I don't think it's going to be able to do a lot to try and punish that for the time being. We are going to have to see where Numadon looks to go for a second town center. I mean, it's got to be here, right? This is such a good spot. I mean, maybe he looks to play it a little bit more defensively. I mean, I guess you could go maybe here. Well, we're going to have to see, though, but that's just such a nice spot. The first vizier is in for Armira, and it's actually the 2 imams. Ooh. This isn't something that we see often at all. Usually this is the one vizier, or the first row of viziers that we normally never ever see. I mean, this was popular at the beginning, but it really fell off. So it's interesting to see that Armira decides to go for this. Has he found something sneaky about this? But this usually does indicate a very heavy age 2 presence. And it does look like Numadon is going to be moving out here onto the berries. Oh, it's a shame to see. I mean, this is such a good spot. But I guess it probably would have been denied at this point. We have a Spahi and some spearmen. And with the imams here as well, that second town center would probably be shut down relatively quickly. So maybe if we didn't have the archery range come down from Numadon earlier and he just went straight for the second town center, he might have been able to have got down the town center here, which would have been really nice. But not going to be the case. I mean, it's still a good position over here. You secure up your gold, you secure up the berries, and you still got some pretty nice walling potential. I mean, you could probably stick a wall here and here and save a little bit of wood, but not a big deal right there. But Armira, it looks like he's trying to protect up the deer. I think he thinks this is like the perfect TC spot. That's where Numadon's got to place the TC, right? I mean, this is such a nice spot. Let me know in the comments what you think of this TC spot, because this is where I would be putting it. But maybe it's a little bit too forwards. Let me know. But Armira going to be looking to do a little bit of raiding now. He's got the 2 Spahi in on the back line, or on the wood line for Numadon. TC Fire going to be doing a little bit of damage there. It looks like it's going to be a 1-1-1 composition out of Numadon. The archery range, the stable, and the barracks. Meta is here as well, providing the ranged defense drums. I mean, if you got the meta with that buff on, you may as well bring the Spahi and the meta together when you're fighting underneath the TC. But we can see that the imam's going to be healing up that Spahi. This is why it's so nice to have these imams. But we can actually see the age up is going to be coming through from Armira. Now, this is interesting to see. I mean, if you've gone for the imams, it's quite interesting to see that he would go for like a... I mean, it's not a fast castle, but it's like a semi-fast castle. However, I do see it's still a benefit to this. You can use these and you can grab all of the relics relatively quickly. I mean, you can secure up, I mean, at least 4. This 5th one's going to be really difficult to get, but that should be 4 relics pretty much guaranteed for Armira, and that would be really nice to have that nice little bit of passive income from the relics without having to really invest into any more imams. But yeah, definitely surprising that we see the imams coming out as the first vizier. We're going to have to see what he decides to go for a second one. But the Mehmed Imperial Armory is going to be up relatively shortly. But we see a mass starting to grow for Numadon. It's going to be three horsemen running onto those deer. But we can see Amiria's mass still looking pretty decent here. Three spearmen are going to be able to push away those horsemen. And there it is. The age up comes through. And we see immediately relics being picked up. The first one has been picked up. I don't know where the second Imam... Oh, it's actually capturing up the sacred site right there. There is the second Vizier. Horseman needs to be careful there. Don't want to engage onto the Spearman. Second Vizier is through... What is it going to be? I mean, it's got to be like a second military school. Or at this point in time, it would be a third military school. Oh, actually, no. At this point in time, it will be a fourth military school. Walolo going to be going off here. Numadon needs to be careful. We're not going to be able to take out the Imam in time. So it does retreat. And that should be an Imam or a relic secured up right there. Second Imam still sits up there on that sacred site. If I were Numadon, I would be pushing up to try and take out that Imam. But we can see going to be running off, trying to capture up that relic on the left-hand side of the map. But we see here, Amiri are going to be taking a fight. Going to be losing quite a few of his... going to be losing a knight right there. That's an expensive unit to be losing. Second Imam is out as well. And it looks like it's going to be some men-at-arms coming out of Amiria. Looking to go very heavy on the heavy armored units here. Going for primarily men-at-arms plus knights. And when you've got the meta in there as well with the ranged defense drums, I mean, archers are just going to be doing absolutely nothing up against this composition. So we're going to have to see if Numadon can get to age 3 in time and get out some crossbows. We can see he's macroing towards that age up. But this might be a nice timing for Armeria. I mean, if he's got a pretty decent... I mean, it's not a huge mass at the moment, but these are very high quality units, especially with the meta in there as well. And we can see Numadon is actually going to be pushing forwards. The age up coming through from him 1 minute 40 seconds away from the culture wing age up. And it looks like Numadon wants to try and just keep the pressure onto Amiria while he ages up behind this. There's actually a whole... Is there a... I'm pretty sure he can get down there. But it looks like he's just going to be burning down the palisade wall for the time... I'm sure you can get down there. But we can see Numadon losing a couple spearmen right there. Just wants to try and keep Armeria in the base for as long as possible. I'm sure you can get that. That looks like you can get down there, right? There is no way you cannot get down there. Yeah, you can. You can. America, come on. You just proved you could do it. Do it. I mean, I guess he's playing fair. I mean, it's not really fair. I mean, you can get down there. I saw the units trying to path down that little road, but it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. But we see Amira going to be pushing forwards now. This is a great timing for him. I mean, Numadon's army still in the feudal state, still 35 seconds off age up. The meta here as well. This is a pretty large mass coming out from Amiria. He's got very expensive units in here. Some knights. Unfortunately, they're not here on the front line. Going to be only taking the fight there with the men-at-arms. He could probably take it up against the spearmen. But where's the meta? Okay, so he's running back here with the meta. And that means the archers plus camel archers really aren't going to be doing too much damage. Unfortunately for Amiria, the spearmen here still going to be doing relatively well up against the knights. So he does lose out on a couple there. But the men-at-arms just really aren't going to be taking much. But again, Amira just isn't keeping the meta near the men-at-arms. And now the age up comes through from Numadon. And it's got to be, yeah, crossbow immediately in the queue. And spearmen as well to follow up behind, just to keep away the cavalry mass. Another Vizier does come in from Armeria. Still only with the one military school. He's managed to secure himself up 3 relics. The 4th one is on the way. We see heading in there. And the Mangonel is on the front line now as well. Siege Workshop going to be dropped down behind this as well. Numadon and Amiria just looking to sit back for the time being. I mean, I feel like Amiria had a really nice timing there. But, you know, we got veterancy upgrades coming in for the Spearmen. We also have the Preservation of Knowledge, reducing all of the technology prices. And I mean, when we've got crossbow coming out as well, it's going to be quite difficult for Armeria to try and push into the Abbasid base here, because the unit's starting to come out are pretty decent. Mangonel's here as well. Does Numadon look to try and drop down a Siege Workshop? No Siege Workshop yet. I mean, okay. We don't need it. We got a Springled out. We got a Springled. Nice little bonus there of the Abbasid dynasty being able to build Springleds. Oh, on the front line like that. You can see Numadon going to be pushed back yet again. Springle should be able to take a nice shot into that Mangonel. Siege Workshop is out for Amiria for the time being. But nothing in the queue yet. I mean, I really do want another Springle just to try and deal with any Springles from Numadon. And there we go, immediately in the queue. But a second one already coming out from Numadon. And I mean, the mass starting to grow here. It looks just to be mass Spearman plus Crossbow, which works very well up against the Ottoman. But we also have mass and Marms. 4 and Marms out for Almeria. And these guys make a lot of sense. I feel like this is actually kind of underrated going for the first Vizier, because something that's a little overlooked for that first Vizier is that these guys now provide a little area of effect healing, a nice little radius. So if it heals everything up by 1 health a second or something, it's slow, but when in mass, I mean, you can heal stuff up really quickly. So going for like mass and Marms when you've got that first Vizier actually makes a lot of sense. We can see that second Mangonel is out for Almeria as well. Only the 1 Springled at the moment. I'm surprised we don't have any more in the queues. We can see 2 Springleds are out for Numadon, which means he can one-shot Almeria's Springled, and that from there, those 2 Springleds will remain to take out the 2 Mangonels. It looks like Numadon wants to push forward, hasn't got his veterancy upgrades yet. Oh, that is coming in. Veterancy upgrades are coming in for the Camel Archers, but we do have veterancy upgrades for these Spearmen, and they're going to be the most important upgrade. Springleds did take out a nice Mangonel right there, which means Almeria, he's sort of posturing. He doesn't know exactly what he wants to do yet. He's dropping down a couple outposts. He's captured up 2 of the sacred sites, and the third sacred site here, I mean, what are you doing there, Mum? This seems a little bit scared to take the sacred site. Go on, you can do it. Capture up that sacred site. Because, I mean, how long has he been standing there for? Because at this rate, I mean, you know, you could already have maybe even a couple minutes off of the sacred site timer. And you really want to put pressure onto the Absid player here. As we can see, the villager lead really looking to grow for Numadon. And it looks like Numadon wanting to take a fight here. As you can see, Springleds took out all of the siege here. Almeria lost so much of his siege. But, I mean, the mass here for Almeria looking so strong. The meta is still alive. And we can see the Imams coming in clutch right there. We see the area of effect healing just doing so much. We got so many crossbow as well. And we also have Janissaries on the back line here. Janissaries can take really, really good fights up against the Camel Archers. So if we got some good micro out of Almeria, we can see he's actually sort of focusing down the Camel Archers. But, I mean, the more and more we push into Numadon's base, the more and more reinforcements we have on the way. And it does look like Almeria is going to be pushed back a little bit here. Going to have to retreat back. The meta does still remain alive. 2 Springleds out for Almeria still. No Springleds remain for Numadon. He's got a couple more in the queue though, so he's not going to be looking too bad there. That sacred site still not captured up. I mean, this is really, you really want to put the pressure on the Abbasid player, because at the moment they're almost, almost double the amount of villagers as you. So you can't let them get away with this. And finally, there we go. The sacred site is being captured up. You really need to put the pressure onto the Abbasid player. You cannot let them sit back and boom without being uncontested. So putting the pressure on them like this and going for the sacred site victory behind it as well is always super nice. And I mean, it's 300 gold a minute as well. You know, I'll take that. 3 Springleds here for Almeria. Gonna be able to keep Numadon back for the time being. We can see more Springleds are coming down. Sacred Site of Victory is now on the way. 10 minutes. And I've got to say, Almeria's army looking pretty strong here. I mean, when you still got a meta alive and you've got all of these Imams out as well, doing so much healing. And we just see how much healing is coming out of these guys. It just works so well. And Janissaries on the back line as well, with lots of crossbow. Going to be able to trade pretty well up against these men-at-arms. Mangonel on the back line for Almeria. Almeria's Springled micro so good right now. Oh, huge shots there for the Mangonel onto the crossbow. Numadon not looking too good here on the crossbow front. I mean, crossbows for Numadon did trade pretty well up against these men-at-arms. We can just see the Imams there healing up that men-at-arm. I mean, it's just trading so well. That one men-at-arm constantly being healed up right now. And Numadon not looking too good here. I mean, his economy is absolutely booming behind this. Almost 100 villagers. But he's being pushed back so much right now. And he's got to think about the sacred sites behind this as well. 20 villagers. Are these guys? No. I was going to say, are they maybe going for a keep drop? But No gold in, no stone in the bank, sorry. So, going to be moving out for the berries, it seems. Not wanting to do a farm transition yet. And I mean, you really can't afford to in this position. We can see Amira is going to be pushing around to the second town center over here. Some villagers will be caught out here. They are on the gold. And unfortunately for Numadan, a lot of his eco is behind here. It seems like Amira just wants to focus on the front line here for the time being. It seemed like he wanted to move out around to this second town center. But I mean, it's risky to do. I mean, Numadan can then, you know, sandwich you in between the edge of the map and his base, which is really not something you want. It seems like only one Imam is alive for Amiri. I mean, do we have any more on the way? I feel like those guys were doing really well earlier. But, you know, they are an expensive unit. 150 gold. It's very expensive. And we can see the mass not looking too good here for Numadan. He has got 4 Springles down. Got primarily just crossbow in there. But crossbow versus four mangonels isn't going to be pretty. So we're going to have to see. It all comes down to the Springled micro here. We've got 4 Springles versus 3 Springles. Amiri gets the first shot off, though. I mean, if Amiri can take out, or unfortunately splitting up his Springled shots right there. 2 Springles remain now for Numadan. And that is enough to take out these mangonels. But I mean, the mangonels, if they can get a couple of shots off while they're still alive, it'll be absolutely huge. Mangonels looking to push forwards. We see the first Springle going down for Numadan. Only 1 surviving at the moment. We've got 3 mangonels here alive for Amiri. Another Springle making their way to the field. Still only the Imam left. Springle's taking out another mangonel right there. 2 mangonels. I mean, still enough. If you get an absolutely huge shot onto the crossbow right here, I mean, that would be absolutely huge. We got 7 minutes left on the Sacred Site timer, but Numadan's economy is still absolutely huge behind this. And, you know, Numadan, he does actually have all of his military schools down as well. Actually producing some men-at-arms and spearmen. And, okay, so I'm not actually looking to make any more metas. I mean, I guess when you've got the 1, that'll be enough. But, I mean, usually you want to go for a little bit more than just the 1. Just to make sure you don't lose that buff. I mean, that buff is really important. We can just see here the Imam doing what it does best, healing up those men-at-arms again. I feel like the Imams are just so good from the Ottoman. I feel like it's an underrated play. We can see Rams looking to get added in now as well. Another siege workshop going to be dropped down as well. Mohammed Imperial Armory really looking to pump out these Springles. Quite a few idle villagers here for Amiri, and that's really not what you want to see when you're 50 villagers behind. We can see he's now going to be reacting, moving them down onto that southern gold. But behind this, oh, we have siege crews coming through. Going to be buffing up those Springles and mangonels. It's going to be really important for the mangonels and the Springles. I mean, getting off those shots quicker onto the Springles can be game changing. And I mean, at the moment, it really is all down to the siege micro. So when both players are going for crossbow masses like this, it really does all come down to the siege micro. We can see 4 Springles versus 3 Springles. The micro looking better here for Amiria. Going to be taking out all of the Springles. 2 Springles remaining for Amiria. Going to be taking out the mangonels next. And we still have 2 mangonels left for Amiria. If you can get off a couple of shots with these mangonels onto those crossbows, that'll be absolutely huge. And we've got even more Imams on the backline here for Amiria. Going to be healing up the meta. Going to be healing up the Janissaries. Going to be healing up all of those crossbows. Well, men-at-arms are going to be going down, and it looks like Amira is just going to pull back for the time being. But only 2 landmarks for the Abbasid player. He needs to be careful. The town center looking pretty weak here. Mangonel's taking a pretty decent shot off there onto the crossbow, and Numadan can't heal up his crossbow like the Ottoman player can here. I mean, these Imams are saving these crossbow time and time again. All of the mangonels have gone down, however, for Amiria. Going to be losing that siege war. But at the same time, Amir is going to be losing his siege. And with these Imams here, they're going to be able to heal up those crossbow. Town center is down as well. Battering ram's going to be moving onto the House of Wisdom. But Numadan's economy is so huge behind this. I mean, he's doubled the amount of vills. Where is all the army? I mean, he's just got so much economy, yet with hardly any army out. Now, actually pulling some villagers. If I were him, I'd be pulling these villagers on the gold mine as well. But Gigi gets called. Numitan, being so far ahead in villagers, just can't face up against the Ottoman with their free production, it seems. Wow. Well, if you did enjoy this, guys, please do feel free to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.